Over 100 persons in contact with Italian coronavirus victim identified as Ogun State government releases 2 outlines. Kara Bridge on Lagos-Ibadan Express Road opens for full traffic as FG closes Independence Bridge in Lagos for repairs. Leader of religious sect in South Korea faces homicide investigation over coronavirus spread. Ethiopia's Kenenisa Bekele breaks Farah's half marathon world record. Education is the ability to listen to almost anything without losing your temper or your self-confidence. Hello everyone, thank you for joining us on our meetings at this hour. I am Idowu Fabajo. In furtherance to the placing of the patient of the coronavirus disease, a 44-year-old Italian in a quarantine center, Lagos and Ogun State governments have identified at least 100 persons who had contact with the index case of the disease in the country. Subsequently, the contacts are being followed up as a precautionary measure against the spread of the virus in the state and the country at large. Nigeria had been spared of the coronavirus, which was first recorded in Wuhan, China, until it was detected on Thursday on an Italian businessman abroad. A Turkish Airlines flight arrived at the Murtala Mohammed International Airport, Lagos, from Milan, Italy, having transited through Istanbul, Turkey. The victim arrived in Lagos on Monday night and was said to have spent the night in a hotel around the airport area before leaving for business in Ogun State on Tuesday morning. However, authorities said the patient was clinically stable. According to the Commissioner for Health, Lagos State, Professor Akin Abayomi, said the patient had no signs of respiratory symptoms which could make his infection contagious. He added that over 100 contacts with the coronavirus index case had been identified and followed up. Meanwhile, Ogun State government has released 2 hotlines for public notification on health emergencies in the state. These are the 2 hotlines: 0818-8978-392 and 0818-8978-393. This is another effort by the state government to further curb other contagious diseases. In a bid to make Ogun State the food basket of the country, the current administration will ensure that all the road networks connecting the farm settlements in the state are motorable and in good shape. The state governor, Prince Dapo Abiodun, stated this at the 34th Lishabi Day celebration. Governor's office correspondent Tunde Olaniro reports that Governor Abiodun urged all sons and daughters of Egbaland to come together to foster unity and development of Egbaland and, by extension, Ogun State as a whole. Details now.
One of the cultural events that has put Ogun State on the world map is the Lishabi Day Festival. The event features the display of rich cultural heritage of the Egba people annually, and the 34th edition is not an exception. The governor of Ogun State, Prince Abiodun, calls on the Egba to emulate the selfless and patriotic attributes of the legendary Lishabi Agbongwakala.
I must let you know that I have found this occasion particularly fulfilling because it is the first time that I'm participating in this celebration of Lishabi Day in my capacity as the governor of this state. May the good Lord grant us the opportunity to witness many more Lishabi Day celebrations in Jesus' mighty name. By the grace of God, we will ensure that this time next year, when we're celebrating that Lishabi Day, it will be in the comfort of a finished and first-class 5-star pavilion.
He says events like Lishabi Festival should propel the unity of Egba, the development of Egbaland and Ogun State in general.
Celebrations such as this should serve us a reminder to us of our individual and collective responsibilities to our motherland. This enviable legacy should serve to propel all of us to greater achievements in our individual and collective pursuits. On the part of this administration, let me reassure all the people of Ogun that this administration is unwavering in its commitment to the development of all parts of our dear state.
Prince Dapo Abiodun reveals that grassroots development is a major pillar in the Building Our Future Together agenda of his administration.
Administration will continue to accord grassroots development as the priority attention deserves by evolving a people-centered framework for the design and implementation of our programs as encapsulated in our Building Our Future Together agenda. Already we have embarked on many infrastructural development, just as our educational institutions at all levels are receiving attention. Our health institutions are not also left behind. While old roads are being constructed, new ones are also springing up. We will pay attention to the roads leading to our farmland settlements, our rural areas, our township roads, our hospitals, and our schools. In general, to facilitate even socio-economic development of all parts of our state, all these will enhance our job creation, poverty alleviation, and food security programs.
The 2020 Lishabi Festival is a week-long event which brought together Egba sons and daughters for the prosperity, progress, and growth of Egba land. Tunde Olaniro, OGTV News.
For any country to foster genuine economic growth and development, its education system must be considered as basis and essential ingredient. However, entrepreneurial education can bridge the gap by equipping the undergraduates in becoming successful entrepreneurs, thereby reducing unemployment. In this special report, Ifeoluwa Ogunbiyi takes a look at entrepreneurial education as a tool for reducing unemployment in Nigeria. Our report is presented in this package.
Entrepreneurial education is designed to teach the skills and knowledge that is needed to be known before embarking on a new business venture. This would enhance necessary identification and avoidance of many pitfalls awaiting the less well-trained and vigilant contemporaries. According to respondents who spoke with OGTV News, entrepreneurial education provides learners with knowledge, skills and motivation to encourage entrepreneurial success in a variety of settings.
I think it will boost Nigerian economy in every way, because right now, as you all can see, there's no much jobs out there for anyone. So if you think you're out of school and you want to get a job, it's always very hard now. So the best thing for youth of today to do is, what I'll suggest is they should do more of handwork.
We were able to train up those young ones to stand out, make clothes on their own, sell out to not just to Nigeria economy. We're trying to boost the economy as well, they're able to export. That would be like adding more to the nation, creating employment and all that to the younger ones.
They explained that entrepreneurial education creates all kinds of skills and experience that give learners the ability to access as well as to transform opportunities within and outside their society. Due to the alarming rate of unemployment in Nigeria, the nation requires an education that will provide opportunities for employment and generate income for youth and the nation at large.
I read psychology as my first degree, and later I went to read catering and hotel management. But the way Nigeria is of today, I believe the only thing is if you don't have any vocational skill, you can't depend on the government alone for all this.
I would advise them to find some skills, like good ones. Like I'm doing shoemaker now, that doesn't mean I'm not going to school. I'm also going to school. So, just to add.
This hand has a lot of things we can actually make out of it. So when you work hard with it, of course, you won't be in the streets begging. So our parents should learn also to train these younger ones. It's not about going to school, telling them go and study medicine, go and study engineering, when the other things, the other crafts, even if it's shoemaking and all that. Of course, you know what's happening in China today. So if we're able to stand out on our own and make things, Nigeria will be great.
Entrepreneurial activities have led to the economic growth of many nations, hence the need for government to make entrepreneurial education compulsory to all students for the socio-economic growth of the country.
Charity begins at home, says the adage. Hence, leaders in churches must live by example, which must be a case of do as I do. These were the opinions from clerics who spoke with our reporter on the roles of religious denominations towards combating corruption in Nigeria. Details in this package. Has been an enigma in the political history of Nigeria. Successive governments after independence in the country have been in the vanguard of fighting the menace and create an enabling environment against corruption phenomena. Since 1999, however, it appears much effort was devoted to combating corruption in public institutions among Nigerians. The effort, which gave rise to structures like the Independent Corrupt Practices Commission, ICPC, and the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC. However, an essential part of this crusade is the role the churches in Nigeria can play in addressing the issue of corruption.
The Bible says righteousness exalts a nation, and anyone that we really get the real wealth must be righteous. So it is important that the church, we are teaching our people how to be righteous with their wealth, how to get righteous wealth, righteous money, righteous establishment. Because anything that is not of God, that you do not get rightly, definitely you are going to lose it. Devil will take over.
If there's no change in the society, for me, I still blame the church, because a corrupt pastor will produce corrupt members. And what is happening in so many pulpits today, I'm not indicting anybody, but what is happening in so many pulpits today is the reason why we have corruption that is rife in the society. Church should go back to the Bible. Leaders should live by example.
No doubt the church played an important role in the development of the country, and that role must be played in prayers and exhortations.
The church must tell the people that corruption is what's killing us to where we find ourselves today. But we will try as a pastor, we need to preach against it every day, all the time, anywhere as a church. But I pray that God will give you the spirit for us to preach and for our people to listen to us.
Everything that we need is in the Bible, and that's exactly what we must do.
Clerics enjoined church members to embrace a more inclusive course of effective evangelism, which must not only be limited to winning souls to increase the growth in the church, but must also embrace discipleship, which is the cleansing of the soul and heart towards righteous living, and must use its power to teach the right values. Ido. The 2020 annual convention of Jubilee Christian Church International with the theme, The Wonders of God's Mercy, will begin on Sunday 8th March through Sunday 15 March 2020. The General Overseer of the Church, Reverend Kunle Additional, in a statement says, the convention, which will take place at the church auditorium around 5 p.m. daily, while the event begins 8 a.m. on Sunday 15th. Daily medical outreach will start on Monday 9th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Ministers' Conference, which will commence on Tuesday 10th, will start from 10 a.m. A praise night will hold on Friday 13th March from 9 p.m. The convention will feature a special food outreach on Saturday 14th March at 1 p.m. You're watching OG TV News. We have more news for you after this short break. Do stay with us.
From concept to delivery, every step is a mark of quality and experience. Our creative excellence guarantees precision, elegance, and class, and that's for all people with good taste in fashion. Leaning on sophisticated tailoring technology, we produce thousands of garments per day. Our Tailoring and Vocational Institute is next to none, training and mentoring hundreds of young and proficient tailors every year. Enroll or sponsor a candidate today. Wesley Creations for exclusive fashion.
We're glad to have you back. The federal government on Sunday reopens the entire Kara Bridge inbound and outbound sectors on Lagos-Ibadan Expressway to traffic after completing reconstruction works on the bridge. Report has it that site preparation toward the total reopening began on Saturday with a final inspection of the project by the Minister of Works and Housing, Mr. Babatunde Fashola. At the site on Sunday, a heavy deployment of Federal Road Safety Corps officials was noticed to give support to construction workers removing diversion barriers. The workmen removed demarcations on various sections of the 600 meters outbound Lagos carriageway where traffic was diverted between Kara Bridge and the Isheri Junction intersection. All debris and construction materials were cleared up before FRSC at exactly 1:40 p.m. led a motorcade that led motorists outbound Lagos into the newly completed 600 meters stretch. Motorists inbound Lagos felt ease at gridlock on the lane disappeared as each lane totaling 1.2 kilometers was opened to traffic without merging at any point. Meanwhile, the Federal Ministry of Works and Housing has announced the partial closure of the Independence Bridge in Lagos for routine maintenance till May 2nd to replace damaged expansion joints. The government, in a statement by a Federal Comptroller of Works in Lagos, Mr. Adedamola Kuti, appealed to all road users to utilize the alternative routes as part of the National Bridge Maintenance Program of the federal government. The Federal Ministry of Works and Housing has embarked on the maintenance of Independence Bridge, the bridge linking Bonny Camp and Onikan, Lagos. The maintenance has reached the stage of replacement of worn-out expansion joints and laying of asphaltic concrete wearing course between March 1 and May 2nd, 2020. To accomplish this phase of work, there will be a partial closure of the bridge. This may lead to a delay in travel time. Motorists are advised to plan their movement and make use of alternative routes such as Falomo Bridge, Kuti said. In business now, Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, has promised to reduce the chunk of loans in the Asset Management Corporation of Nigeria. The Apex Bank also vowed to seize private jets belonging to loan defaulters. Disclosing this, the CBN Governor, Godwin Emefiele, who visited a refinery and fertilizer project site in Lagos, affirmed that the CBN will not allow businessmen to borrow money and not pay again, adding that the era has gone. The CBN Governor says the Apex Bank will go after the property and the bank deposits of defaulters from any commercial banks, saying when Nigerians see such people on bicycle, it will be known that such persons are truly liquidated. On the foreign scene now, jihadists have killed 10 people in a raid on a village in northeast Nigeria's Resteve Borno state, burning homes and looting food supplies, civilian militia sources said on Sunday. Suspected Boko Haram incidents in trucks fitted with machine guns stormed into Romibro village in the Askira Uba district on Saturday, shooting indiscriminately and sending residents fleeing into the surrounding countryside. Askira Uba lies close to the Sambisa forest where Boko Haram enclaves dwell and has suffered repeated attacks. Last month, 3 Nigerian soldiers were killed in clashes with fighters from the Islamic State West Africa province ISWAP faction in Askira Uba town. A decade 3 of Boko Haram violence has killed 36,000 people in the northeast and displaced around 2 million from their homes. creating a severe humanitarian crisis. The man appointed interim president of Guinea-Bissau by the side beaten in the December presidential election has stepped down because of death threat less than 2 days after being nominated. Given the death threats against him and his bodyguards, he said he has decided to give up the role to avoid a bloodbath in Guinea-Bissau, but he said he would stay on as a leader of the National Assembly. The PAIGC has dominated political life since the former Portuguese colony won independence in 1974, and on Friday, 54 of its deputies out of the 102 parliamentary seats appointed Cipriano Kasama interim president. Two rival contenders for the presidency have been battling to assume power since the December 29 runoff vote. Opposition leader Umaru Sissoko Embalo, 47, won 53.55% of the votes in the second round vote according to the National Electoral Commission. Domingos Simios Pereira, 56, also from PAIGC, won 46.45%, but denounced the result as fraudulent. The leader of a religious sect in South Korea could face a homicide investigation over some of the country's coronavirus deaths. The city government of the capital, Seoul, has asked prosecutors to charge Lee Man-hee, the founder of the Shingonshi Church, and 2 others. They are accused of hiding the names of some members as officials tried to track patients before the virus spread. South Korea is battling the worst coronavirus outbreak outside China. The country has reported 3,730 cases and 21 deaths so far. More than half of all infections involve members of the Chingonchi Church of Jesus, a French Christian group. Authorities say Chingonchi members infected one another in the southern city of Daegu last month before fanning out around the country. Ethiopia's Kenenisa Bekele broke Mo Farah's course record as he won the London Half Marathon on Sunday in a time of 1 hour and 22 seconds. Bekele took 1 minute 18 seconds of the record set in 2019 by British distance great Farah, who missed this year's edition with an arter's injury. Britain's Christopher Thompson finished second, while Jake Smith came in third. Sunday's event served as a warm-up event for the full London Marathon on April 26. The race is set to see Bekele go up against Eliud Kipchoge, the reigning Olympic champion from Kenya, as the 2 fastest marathon runners of all time meet in British capital. Farah decided to concentrate on the marathon, having won gold in the 5,000 meters and 10,000 meters at both the London and Rio Games, but a relative lack of success on the road has seen him turn his attention back to the track ahead of this year's Olympics in Tokyo. The African Table Tennis Federation, ATTF, is insisting that Nigeria's Haruna Quadri will feature at the Tokyo 2020 Olympics based on his world rating, reacting to speculations over the possibility of an eventual qualification of Africa's highest-ranked player for the Tokyo 2020 Olympic Games. The ATTF president, Khaled El-Sahi, said the Quadri's participation is very important to the federation. He added that for sure the first qualification for Quadri is to attend the final World Single Qualifying Tournament, which will be held in Qatar on May 28 to 31, with 8 top players expected to qualify for the tournament. However, he said the last option which the Nigerian had met is through the June 2020 ITTF World Ranking, with the top 13 players in the world expected to get their qualifications through their world ranking. For the Olympic Games, El-Sahi said 86 men and 86 women are expected to compete in Tokyo 2020, with each country having 2 players each in men and women events. For now, Olajide Omotayo remains the only Nigeria that has qualified, as Nigeria still has 1 more slot to be part of the tournament. And now let's take a look at the weather forecast for Monday.